Known issues. These are the highest priority. They were either introduced by this patch and are being worked on, or from previous versions and not fixed yet. Large units have no audio keys, allowing us to sneak. They know about the audio. First time it's ever been in the notes. First time audio cues finally being looked at. Thank God. Enemies are sometimes capable of re-added. So they put it in one patch note, removed it in the next one, re-added this time. W. Enemies shooting through walls need to be fixed for a long time. This is a bullet train in the right direction, not a step. This is a bullet train. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Today, Helldivers 2 just got that massive new update that is supposed to save everything and completely fix the game with no negatives whatsoever that they've been cooking with the 7 days of buffness. So lighting this off, we're just going to go over the patch notes, break it down, and kind of show how our balance feedback might have saved the video game. So, Freedom's greetings, Helldivers. Today is a big one, so we're diving straight in. Major overhaul of anti-tank weapon, armor penetration, health, and armor values. Weapon and stratagem balancing. Enemy reworks. Yes, please. Helldiver health and damage mechanical tweaks. I like the sound of that. Gas gameplay mechanic rework. New galactic war feature. Emote wheel feature. Crash and bug fixes. All right, so I'm locked in on the emote feature. Already looking good. Because I'm going to be honest with you, I was having fun playing versus the bots anyways, even though I was getting one-shotted. So, major updates. Thank you, Helldivers, for your valuable feedback. Many players have expressed feelings of feeling constrained in how they approach challenges, often relying on a limited set of tools, while other options seem less effective. If you watched how the devs intended us to play videos, then you realize that you could pretty much use anything anyways. It just didn't feel good because you had to spam reload, and I'm hoping that's addressed more than anything else. This has impacted your ability to play the game in a way that suits your preference. So what's changing? For all the bug divers out there, many situations that were previously either resolved with your primary weapon or anti-tank weapons, which haven't always performed as expected. With overwhelming presence of Bile Titans and Chargers, many weapon choices became invalid. We never really had a problem with all the Bile Titans and Chargers. Our big issue became, more than anything, was the Impalers just blasting you across the map. But as it is, to address this, we've reworked armor peen, anti-tank weapons, enemy armor, and health values. We did kind of know some of that already. We went over it in some clips. Our goal is to improve the effectiveness of weapons such as the autocannon, heavy machine gun, flamethrower, and anti-material rifle against heavily armored enemies, although they may not be as effective as specialized anti-tank weapons. There are now more viable choices in your loadouts and more versatility. On the bot front, Hulks also had their armor reduced. This is something we brought up in a balance talk a while ago that people didn't want, but I wanted, so maybe they watched that stream. That's kind of good. This is really good to have it reduced so more weapons could take them out. It makes them more vulnerable to a wider range of weapons. Additionally, to improve the gameplay experience, the Devastator and Gunship will now have limited supplies of rockets, bro. No shot. That's actually changed. Like, I know they teased it, but oh, thank God. Seeing it in the patch notes, like actually in the game, is more important than anything else, right? So this comes alongside the previously updated smaller impact radius for rockets. This is more important than anything else. Like, even if they had infinite ammo still, smaller rockets was needed. I just hope that when we go play against the chicken strider with the rockets, that they don't kill you through walls, and that the rocket tank is fixed too, but we'll get down there. Hopefully there's changes to this. We've made improvements to a lot of primary weapons, bring them closer in effectiveness to the most popular choices. Thankfully, they are finally balancing up instead of down, like any smart game would. This should offer more variety and flavor during your sessions. We are adjusting damage mechanics to make the Helldivers receive more consistent over time damage by reducing 100% extra headshot damage to 50%. I don't think headshot damage should be in the game altogether. This is something I've been crying about since like the first update, ever since they fixed health damage. Yeah, so this is good. We'll see how this feels in game though. But to maintain the overall challenge of the game, we slightly increase the damage taken to other parts of the body. That I wish I kept reading. That is a massive L across the board. When we had the bug patrol updates, the vast majority of people cried about dying to patrols. Just add more hunters, add more soldier bots, just add more chaff. Anyways, our intent is to preserve the intensity of the gameplay, minimizing frustrating situations where sudden headshots can cause large damage spikes. The whole point of this game, the whole point of fun PvE games, is to kill massive amounts of enemies and get overwhelmed and die. We don't need to take more damage at all. We just need to get overwhelmed and die. I don't think a lot of people remember how many people were crying about getting smoked by hunter patrols. It was bad on the lower difficulties and only need to be on the hardest difficulty. But that's what gets people ran over. That's the true difficulty slider of this game. It will always be chaff. Not elites, not taking more damage arbitrarily, just chaff. So with these changes, alongside upgraded arsenal, enemy adjustments more consistent damage, the overall difficulty may decrease. We'll be monitoring this closely, and we'll listen to the community how you think it feels. We want to ensure that our feedback remains essential to us. Please share your thoughts and opinions. We are actively listening. We plan to conduct another balanced paths by day 60 of our commitment to ensure you're aligning with what you need for the best possible experience and address any concerns or adjustments required. Your insights will be invaluable in refining these changes and making sure the game remains engaging and enjoyable for everyone. In the last balance feedback form we did, I said that I lost faith in Arrowhead's ability to make positive changes for the future of the game, and at the stage of that, I truly believed it. So, reading the initial statements here, just as a heads up, just before we continue, my general opinion of this game, and I know that the vast majority of people are in the same boat, we need more than one update of doing the right thing for it to be back on track to what we want. I know that we already know from the 7 days of buffness that things are looking good and that it's kind of a W. The issue is going to be, what if next patch is just a bunch of nerfs? So balancing. In general, previous partial damage to 50% of full damage we found to be over-punishing and reduced effectiveness too much, leading to an excessive reliance on high armor-penetrating weapons. We've now increased partial damage to 65%. I guess that's okay. Helldivers now take less damage from headshots, which previously dealt 100% extra damage. Yeah, so 50% damage, and then the damage from body parts is slightly increased. I don't think it's good that we take more damage at all, to be honest with you. But anyways, primary weapons, Liberator Carbine, damage increased from 60 to 70. Durable seems good. We didn't get the 75 damage we wanted, but as long as we got more magazines, that's really all that matters. Starting magazine, yeah, like when we played that game as the devs intended or whatever, we were reloading the whole game, so more magazines is good, I guess. I wish that the magazine size was a little larger, but it is what it is. Looking at the knight, it went from 50 to 65 damage. We wanted 70 damage, but that's okay. Durable damage increase. Magazines now fully refill when picking up a supply. Dude, this has been a problem since the very first time I've ever talked about the weapon in the first tier list, so that's good. And reduced recoil. This thing's a really fun bullet hose, even though it's pay weapon. It is what it is. Liberator Concussive now comes with a drum magazine that holds 60 rounds. I probably still won't use it, but I mean, reduce the number of magazines because it's gaining a ridiculous amount of ammo. It sounds fine, I guess. Tendy Tickler, rounds in magazine increase from 30 to 35. You know what? Starter magazines increase from 4 to 5. I think, yeah. Tenderizer, plus 5 ammo to plus 5 to 10 ammo per magazine. Faster reload on empty would have felt good, but 5 more ammo is going to help you play it like an AR instead of a marksman rifle. So another W change. The Breaker now comes with extended magazine, holds 16 shells. Stagger force increased. Revert to patch 1. Looks like we got what we wanted. All right. Now we have the Breaker Spray and Pray, which has a duckbill muzzle, making it spread very horizontal but less vertical. Total damage increased from 192 to 240. Our Spray and Pray thing really didn't, we wanted more ammo and we wanted enough to one-shot a hunter sub 20 meters. This definitely does that, so the Breaker Spray and Pray is going to be a fun spray down weapon, finally. Cooldown is faster for the Scythe. Adjustments to VFX. Scope changes. Removed recoil. The Scythe changes sound good. And, oh, well, look at that. Removed recoil. Hopefully it's the sickle scope. We'll log in and check, but I'm assuming that's what the low-powered scope is. This was fixed with EOF, and then more light point damage or light stuff on fire. This was added to the game W. Setting enemies on fire faster. I'm wondering what the tick rate is on that, but I mean, again, that's really good, and it's a lot of the stuff that we asked for. Crossbow explosion radius by 50. This should take it back to where it was originally at launch, and explosion damage being increased. Sounds really good. And again, I still want to toggle for different bolts. Obviously, it's just whatever. But, I mean, it's basically hopefully reverted to its launch date. We're going to do all this testing later on stream, but I just wanted to give my first impressions about this. Eruptor, bringer of 2 builds. You know, It's been a long ride, but the shrapnel's back, buddy. We heard your feedback. Reintroduce shrapnel. We replaced the original shrapnel with the fragmentation grenade to no longer instantly one-shot Helldivers, with the exception of the occasional unlucky headshot. But we take 50% reduced health damage to the head now, so it shouldn't be that bad. 30 projectiles, so 110 damage is like, what, 300 damage. Explosion damage from 340 to 225. I think I'm okay with this because of the max potential damage, depending on the spread of the shot, but sounds cool. We have the shrapnel back. That's all I wanted. I just wanted to launch Eruptor with shrapnel. I mean, we got a whole... If I know a lot of you guys watch the balance feedback. We got a whole thing on Eruptor. We got to bring her a balance with the 2 build special, right? Just re-add shrapnel and reduce the damage it deals. Well, they didn't reduce the damage the shrapnel deals from whatever it was to this, but they... Hopefully it cooks. That's all I got to say. I hope it's good. All right. Defender increased it from 70 to 75. That's good. I didn't have anything noted about the Defender. I thought the Defender was fine, but the fact that the Defender got buffed is actually kind of cool, and it's still surprising that the Defender hasn't caught a nerf this entire time. The Liberator Penetrator, I still think that this gun should be removed from the game, and it should just be an attachment, but that's a personal opinion, and I know not everybody agrees with that. When we talk about the Diligence... should have more. I have listed for this. So we have 125 to 165 durable damage increased, and then counter sniper 140 to 200, durable 14 to 50, stagger force increase. Stagger force is weird, but durable damage being increased on the counter sniper makes it like substantially better, which is surprising. For me, when I was talking about these with you guys, I wanted more damage on the Diligence in a larger magazine, but that's okay. Diligence counter sniper, and he's buffed to 200 damage so that we can 3-shot bile spearheads with it. And we got it at least. I still think the normal Diligence should have more damage than it but it doesn't matter because this has more penetration. It is what it is. Getting the 200 damage is awesome. Like it hits a break point and it just makes sense. That's good. That's just good. The Blitzer has a weak stun effect that builds up on targets. We're going to have to test this and see how it is. This is either a buff or a nerf. We don't know yet because before it just basically stun locked everything. The Torture, damage increased by 50%. Flamer mechanics reduced before the Escalation Freedom update and increased AP 3 to 4. The AP 3 to 4 is surprising. Want to buy old fire, please pop it. Just makes sense. We were coping on that one and they did it, and double damage on gout. And know what? We got the double. Well, we basically got 50% more damage on the gout. We were cooking this update, weren't we? That sounds insane. Peacemaker, increased spare magazines. Okay. Dagger gains heat more slowly, remove recoil, damage increase, sets enemies on fire, and adjustments to the heat effects. Well, this was already owning, and now it's just going to be even better. This was like, we were using this on the bots, and it was like really, really good. I didn't even have anything listed really for that other than the better heat sink. And like really, this is cooking, dude. Crisper, increased damage by 50%. The Crisper, I thought that it was a meme that the Crisper was getting buffed, but like, again, want to buy old fire, please. Papa gave us the old fire and he doubled the damage and he gave it more AP, bro. The Crisper. Oh my God, dude. All right. Primary weapon buffs so far, massive W. I'm gonna just say it. Moving on to support weapons, dedicated anti-tank, like the recoils, Quasar, Commando, Expendable, anti-tank, Spear, and Patriot Exosuit, have all received significant damage boosts to enhance their effectiveness. They fall into 3 categories. Strong and reliable. The recoilless and Spear can afford to be less accurate when firing at armored targets, since most will eliminate enemies the size of a charger. Ooh, strong. The expendable anti-tanks and Quasar are highly effective, often killing targets with a single hit to a weak spot. Otherwise, 2 solid shots will handle a charger or Hulk. W. Less strong. The Commando and Patriot Exosuits will typically require 1 or 3 shots taken on a charger or Hulk, depending on your aim. I think that the Exosuit rocket is already like annoying to use, so it should just be, is what it is. It says 1 to 3. We'll go test it later. Grenade launcher, starting magazines up, max spare magazines up, explosion radius increased. You know, one thing that really sucked about the grenade launcher was because when you caught a reload on it, you'd be like basically screwed on ammo, and we got the extra magazine we needed. That was a great change. This was a great change for the grenade launcher. Laser cannon. Cooldown is reduced slightly faster. Removed recoil. Sets enemies on fire faster and can now damage heavy armors like Chargers, Bile Titans, Impalers, and Hulks. Adjust. We had remove recoil in our thing too for the laser cannon. This is just great. I don't know why I'm so happy that like a company finally stopped killing their game with terrible changes. But it just feels like we finally caught a W for the first time in years. Arc thrower increased from 35 to 55. Now as a moderate stun effect it builds up. I wonder how that is. We're going to have to see. Jumps in additional times, which is going to be silly. And the durable damage is increased. Range re-added to deal with gunships. Arcs the teammates is more aggressive than enemies. Look at stagger versus automatons. Damage to improve. There's the bugs. Because of where it hits and applies damage, it becomes inconsistent. I think that's probably what the durable damage is. Another massive W. Railgun. Durable damage increase from... Okay. Railgun. I'm going to be honest. This is a lot of durable damage. And this thing... I saw a screenshot from Twinbeard that said it was going to do like 500 something damage. So you're going to be able to two-shot pretty much everything in the game with it. Like they were like, oh, you guys like the PS5 bug railgun? Well, now it's just part of the game. My railgun change was to add super unsafe mode to have like a perfect zone. This was a meme, like not really a meme because I thought it'd be cool to add like a skill cap to it. And then if you failed the skill check or the QTE or whatever, it would be to like not hit it in the perfect zone. You blew up in a 500 kg bomb by explosion. Obviously, you get to choose that, but I mean, either way, I'm not mad about this doing that much damage because, again, the difficulty slider is chaff, so when they add more chaff, or if they add more chaff, this doesn't really do anything for you, and it just does railgun things, so I'm okay with that. Stalwart, damage increase from 60 to 70, durable from durable. I mean, it seems like they upped the stagger force of a lot of guns, just to make sure that like when you shoot something, it stops it. And I think that like when you're shooting garbage units, that's perfectly fine. My list listed make it a primary again. Machine gun stagger force increased. Normal machine gun already slaps, so this is good. AMR durable damage increased. Can now damage heavy enemies like Chargers, Bile Titans, Impalers, and Hulks. And stagger force increased. So I mean, like the anti-material rifle getting buffed is good. And we had up the peen by 1, bipod for RP value, more magazines, so we didn't get that. But the changes are still good, and they reduce the armor of all the enemies, I'm pretty sure, because it says it can deal with these. So, but I mean, like, you know, we'll get there. Commando, demolition strength against structures has been reduced. It can no longer destroy automaton fabricators in a single shot. However, since the fabricators now have health, it can still take them out with 2 shots. We had to get a stupid nerf in, bro. Like, I know this isn't big, but like, why do we have to have something? Why did this reset? Why do we have to have one stupid thing? Why can't we just have W's? Like, this is a pointless change for no reason. This is just dumb. Always has to be something, I guess. So flamethrower damage increased by 33. Flamer mechanics reverted. More peen and can kill the big boys as it is. That's good. Autocannon can now big blast. It already could, by the way, but now it just does it easier. Guess we'll see that later tonight. Our first game is going to be 4 autocannons. Everybody kind of knew that already if you were watching some of the streams we've been doing. We're going to be doing quadra cannon right away, just for memes. Grenades, fragmentation grenade, shrapnel increased by 50%. Max amount increased. Refill increased, and explosion. Why couldn't we just get 6 and then have the refill on that? These things, dude, they're so bad. They did up the shrapnel damage by quite a bit. One of the problems is that it goes straight up in the air. We had a bunch of this stuff, right? Like it was just a horrible grenade, right? Giving it AP2 would have been good too, but I mean, in general, we'll see how the new shrapnel performs. A lot of it just shot straight up in the air. The explosion radius should help quite a bit too. There's no reason to take this over other stuff. Thermite grenade. Explosion damage increased from 100 to 2,000? What are we talking about here, dude? 2,000 damage. Shorter time until it ignites. Time to explode increased. Time to slightly increased, or reduced, sorry. and maximum number decreased from 4 to 3. 2,000 damage is crazy. But now you could like round your loadout. You could bring a bunch of like chaff removal and then have like some cool super explosion grenade. We just had it could bounce. Hopefully it doesn't do that anymore. I mean, I wanted to damage load on the dot. They did the opposite and just made the explosion nuts, and I'm still happy the fireworks are a big part of it. So that's good. There's nothing negative we can say about it doing 2,000 damage. That's just awesome. Let's just be honest. 500 kg bomb, but explosion radius increase to match visuals better. I had this ready because I was ready for this moment.
If you have an airplane coming in like this and it drops a bomb like this, don't ask it to drop a bomb just below a shelf, right? And don't stand on that shelf at that point. It's like, it just makes sense.
As you can see, the Bile Titan's still alive in that clip, and that was from the Nord presentation, but hopefully it just makes sense now. Eagle rockets, damage increased. Hopefully this gives you the breakpoint stuff. Gatling sentry, stagger force increase. Machine gun sentry, stagger force. Tesla tower matches arc weapons and moderate stun effect. That's good. Heavy machine gun emplacement can now damage heavy. Dude, this is going to be cool. Heavy machine gun, the disposables build is back in a big way. Patriot exosuit, Gatling up. Emancipator. Autocannon durable damage increased, rate of fire increased, and ammo increased. Can its autocannon deal damage to all of the big guys? This sounds dope. I want the mechs to be good. Like I really want the mechs to be good, like more than anything, because like they're so cool. They shouldn't feel bad. They didn't double the ammo of both guns, but they went halfway on that. Remove limit uses, right? Like, you know, stratagem modular. Built-in hell bomb that detonates when the mech dies. I'm super down for that still. But you know what? This is a good change. Orbital laser change. This is the same thing that we talked about a million times. It just needed a little bit more damage, and it needed to strip armor and have its cooldown removed. Not okay, so like not cooldown removed, but like the use limit removed. And this also needed its cooldown halved, I think, and it wouldn't be that great if it was halved. Well, maybe we'll do tier list updates. We'll see, depending on how this patch goes. So both of these, I mean, cool, I guess. Hopefully this should one-shot AT-ATs all the time and Bile Titans. It should never have an opportunity where it could. We even have a clip somewhere of it bouncing off a Bile Titan at an extreme angle. That was tough. Orbital gas strike. We're reworking gas gameplay mechanics to be more crowd control focused in preparation for the chemical agents war bond. The gas has been reworked to cause blindness and confuse enemies and Helldivers alike at the expense of reduced damage over time. I don't want gas to do less damage over time, but I guess that gives it a unique effect. And I think that we were all asking what the unique effect is going to be between gas and fire, and I guess that's it. I don't know how I feel about that. Enemy confusion could be cool. Maybe if the enemies can attack each other, W. If not, L. Gameplay. New feature, Galactic War Map now displays location of strategical important assets. Cool. Emote wheel feature. This is one thing that I was excited for. I mean, it's going to be good. You're going to have the chat. Well, being able to pick a couple, up to 4, I guess. That's cool. Enemies, automaton fabricators now have health and armor in addition to their existing destruction system. High armor peen can still destroy them. It may take multiple hits. Commando should have been nerfed. Hulk's all versions. Armor reduced from 5 to 4. Back weak spot more durable. Back weak spot health 1,800. Good changes. Hulk Bruiser. Replace rocket launcher for an energy-based cannon. Increased frequency of the Hulk Bruiser shoots. I'm excited to see this. I wonder how it works out, but I think it'll be cool, at least. Tank. Front armor increased from 5 to 6. I don't know how I feel about that. Okay, not great. Berserker had health reduced. I thought these were okay. I know some people didn't like them. I thought these were fine. Main health reduced. Abdomen is now weak spot. Chainsaw damage increased. The abdomen was already a spot to shoot, so now I guess it's a weak spot. That's where you shot them already, though. That was already a weak spot. Maybe it's just so that people know to shoot them there now. Weird changes. I don't know if I like the chainsaw damage being increased, but is what it is. I'm pretty sure it bleeds you already too. Weird change to them. Devastators, all versions. Main health reduced. Devastators now flinch when hit, causing aim to worsen. This has been a tooltip in the game that has not worked since launch. Thank God. Rocket Devastators. Limited rockets. We've been crying about this since launch. Added reload mechanic from their backpack. I ain't going to take credit for this one. Everybody been mad about this forever, bro. Is what it is. Gunships now have limited amounts of rockets. Rocket physics, collision smaller. W. Chargers, all versions. Armor reduced. The butt weak point, 950. The butt weak point is slightly less durable. Originally, that said this was supposed to be weak point. Is what it is. We'll pull the clip later. Belly armor reduced from 4 to 2. It might be better to shoot the ground with an autocannon and bounce it into the stomach now. That'll be interesting to see. Damage multiplier has been added to the charger's exposed flesh of the main body, now dealing 300% damage. Now turns slightly slower when charging and moving normally. This is a massive... If this is what it says that it does, and they don't curve, spam, turn, like if they work like they did on launch, I'm happy. Now charge less often. I prefer that they just charged all the time and just ran around like idiots, but that's okay. Charge damage increased. Considering we were quite literally already getting one-shotted by it, and they were silent, that's not great. Side attack damage increased by 50%. Again, the enemies don't need more damage, but all right. Charge of Behemoth, butt weak spot health is decreased. L change, by the way. We're already getting one-shotted by these. Anyways, Hunter health reduced. Cool. Scavenger's health reduced. I guess that makes more sense for some of the guns to one-shot them. Bile Titan, armor reduced from 5 to 4. Reworked the Bile Titan's belly gameplay. Belly armor reduced from 4 to 2. Introduced separate belly health pool. Once the outer belly layer has been destroyed, destroying the exposed belly health pool kills the Bile Titan. Mouth hitbox is cooked. The breath is way too big, so maybe we're going to have to see the hidden change. Maybe they did fix the head hitbox. Maybe they didn't. Mesh is still inconsistent. Maybe they just gave up on that, but we did write the nerf stomach armor to allow more diverse playstyles when head is broken. That's in the doc. Let's see what this is. I can't remember what this is. Oh, here's the railgun clip. Yeah, all right. So Bile Titans are great. Anyways, Impaler, armor reduced. Previously, the Impaler could only retract its tentacles once during its lifetime when threatened. Now it can do it several times. I don't know what this says. It was spamming everywhere. What? Maybe this is poorly worded and means that it can only do it once? I don't know. Anyways, tentacles pursue over a shorter distance. Prioritizes players near it. We'll see. If the Impaler can't see enemies, it will retract its tentacles for a brief period. That's after a brief period. That's okay. We needed things like doesn't one-shot you. Oh, keep reading. Tentacle damage is increased. Well, they one-shot you. So maybe extremely disconnected. Reduce camera shake of the tentacle attack. Tentacles require less damage to retract. This is good. This is stupid. Space program exists, and they literally one-shot you sometimes. So we did talk about tentacles not being fixed. Fix visible indicator. We needed a visible indicator to show where they were, but if their radius is reduced, it's not that bad. Redeploy tentacle time was also not addressed. So 4-second redeploy time is bad. Pleds and modifiers. Intense heat, extreme cold, no longer static throughout the entire mission. May now be changed on the day of time, whatever. Oh, so it's like basically night and day. Like, so if it's on a desert planet and it's nighttime, you won't have the intense heat modifier. That's kind of cool. That's interesting. But what happens when the sun and moon come and go multiple times in one mission, like within 10 seconds? Guess we'll see. Fixes. Fix loss of crashes. Soft locks. Just quickly speed running through this part. Hey, don't worry. I know what happened last time. We're not skipping the miscellaneous fixes because where they nerfed everything last time. So this is just crashes and stuff. That's fine. All right, miscellaneous fixes. High value assets mission. Enemies can no longer shoot generators. That's good. Fixed pathing that would sometimes lead to bathe in the mountainside. Yeah, okay. Fixing this mission is great. That kind of sucked for a while. So, and this was annoying too, because like you would kill too much and then it would stop you. It was weird. Anyways, if that's fixed, good. We'll test that again later today. Geological surveys, tweaked enemy spawns. Oh, this is good too, because the probe, like this happened to us a couple times. There was a way to bug it out where you had the host Alt F4 the game and you could interact, but I mean, okay. Impaler, fixed the bug where Impalers didn't receive explosive damage to the weak point areas. Fixed tentacles not being pingable. I didn't know that was a problem. Again, we'll see how it racks up if you could just insta-kill them or if it's just annoying. Okay. The 3 following instances have been largely resolved, and now the issue is mostly fixed. Although rare occurrences may still happen with the Impaler, in exceptional cases, they should happen less common. Fix the bug standing near Impaler's head during tentacle retraction because Helldivers will be launched into the air. You could also get on top of them, which was really cool. Fix tentacles spawning beneath players, which could occasionally cause Helldivers going into the air. Okay, I'll cry less next time. Fixed a bug where the Impaler's tentacles would suddenly launch exosuits. This was also pretty funny. Not receiving damage properly more than 10 meters away from the player. That seems like an intentional problem made by somebody trying to do something sus, but is what it is. Get back in the cellar to build king. Anyways, that seems like an odd bug. Fix the issue where Bile Titans may some not take damage to the head. That should be in the Bile Titan section. This is the biggest part of that. That's not a miscellaneous fix. That's massive. Fix the issue causing most weapons not to shoot below the crosshair using aim down sight. W. High breaker drill might be inaccessible. W. That's annoying. Fix the issue where first person view is misaligned. W. Fixed. HMG scope no longer misaligned. W. Fix lens cutting issues in scope. W. Fix multiple data pickups. Stronghold. Yada something dark side. Fixed an instance of automaton shooting through walls. An instance. Ooh. They know. Aware. Okay, I read through these pretty much for the most part. Fix an issue where you can throw unlimited grenades and knives. That's been added and removed multiple times now. Lots of ADS misalignments, lots of random misalignments fixed. Fishing issue with 500 kg bomb impact explosion was not triggered. Yeah. Enemy spawn during spread democracy improved. Added another visual orbital cannon. Added another. That's cool. I like when they do random small stuff like this. Adds to immersion. I'm a big immersion person. Added some fixed assets. Bouncing flamethrower flames back. W. Fixing issues with combat walker bumping into a building would destroy it. And fixed automaton projectiles clipping through accents. I see these aren't small. This isn't miscellaneous. This is the big change, bro. Known issues. These are the highest priority. They were either introduced by this patch and are being worked on, or from previous versions and not fixed yet. This is not a comprehensive list. Keyword. Okay. Top prio. Players may not receive friend requests. Don't care. Large units have no audio keys, allowing to sneak. They know about the audio. First time it's ever been in the notes. First time audio cues finally being looked at. Thank God. Enemies trying to shoot through generator walls. W. Enemies are sometimes capable of re-added. So they put it in one patch note, removed it in the next one, re-added this time. W. Enemies shooting through walls need to be fixed for a long time. Social menu, okay. Dead bodies on chargers can shoot Helldiver in the air. Will be missed. Medium prio. Pretty good patch notes. I'm not going to lie to you. Overall thoughts and opinions, first impressions. Either this is going to be God tier amazing, or we're going to log in and everything's going to be broken. 50-50. Anyways, let me know what you guys think. I think this is pretty good. Overall, massive W. Couple of small L's, but 2 sideways L's make a W. And if we get another patch like this, and they remove this Noi Boy limitations, I think we're back on track. I'm still extremely pessimistic, thinking that they might just run it back into the old ways after this patch. Like they generate a bunch of hype, and then they just throw it in the garbage. So we've seen it happen twice already, and it might happen again. Time is a flat circle after all. But if they manage to break the loop and they break the cycle and they're finally on the right track, this is a bullet train in the right direction, not a step. This is a bullet train in the right direction. And that's important. So that's gonna be all for now. Wish you guys best luck out there. See you on stream later for the checklist test.